Hey guys, before we start the video, I'd just like to say a couple things. For one, the daily rewards were changed, so we now actually have good things in here to look forward to, and there's also cleansing potions. Another thing I'd like to say is that the first couple of minutes of this video don't have audio from the game. That was just a bit of a mess up by me. I'm sorry, and I promise it won't happen again. Anyway guys, enjoy the video. Hey everyone, Eternal Shackles here, and welcome back to Angry Birds Epic All-Stars. Last time, we rescued Chuck from the cave that, for some reason, Prince Porky wasn't guarding himself, with our faceless red bird, and also we experienced some hypocrisy. Anyways, yeah, now we're gonna go get our stuff back, after we've rescued Chuck. So, here we go. First level that we have after we've unlocked Chuck is one that mainly focuses on using his main attack to kill all of the pigs. But also, we're going to be shielding Chuck because the game forces us to. The reason why it wants us to is because Chuck has the lowest max HP out of all of the birds, meaning that he's usually the one that's going to want the most protection. Or the game will just have everyone attack him, but we'll get to that when we get there. Our next level is going to be mainly a tutorial on using Shock Shield. The way Shock Shield works is whenever an enemy attacks you, they take damage. This also applies to multi-hit enemies taking multiple points of damage. This singular ability is going to be one of the best abilities we're going to have access to for a very, very long time. No joke, multiple strategies in endgame solely revolve around Shock Shield because of how effective it is, with it not even requiring the enemy to do a certain amount of damage to be useful. And it also pairs really well with shields, but we'll see that at another time, because I, for some reason, didn't use it here. And the power that we're seeing of Shock Shield here is not the true power, believe me. Later on, we're going to see the true power in full front. Now we have our first level up. I'd like to take this moment to say do not overlevel before the final boss, because I did that, and it got me stuck for a very long time. Now we're heading into our first real boss, which is Prince Porky. Prince Porky's gimmick is that he can't take more than a certain amount of damage from your birds, and he attacks 3 times whenever he attacks. Remember what I said about Shock Shield being insanely powerful? Yeah, he makes multi-hit enemies like Prince Porky feel like they're just not even a threat. No joke, Shock Shield deals more damage to this guy than you do, even if he didn't have dodge. That's how strong Shock Shield is. I'm sorry if that's all I'm doing, but I just need to emphasize how strong this is. Prince Porky literally just takes out chunks of his own HP and then dies from his own attacks. Honestly, perfect. I could not have asked for a better class than Mage. While Prince Porky is running away faster than his dad probably left him, he ended up leaving behind something else of his own, and it wasn't his son, but rather his own troops. Hey, more kills for me. After an underwhelming battle, where we essentially just shock shielded and zapped and killed and all that other stuff, we finally unlocked the magic anvil. Unlike Minecraft, we don't apply enchantments to this. We instead apply random ass resources we find on the beach. Hey, that's what man did in the early times, but we're not men. We're gonna be forced to craft a weapon immediately with this, and thank God, because now I'm gonna finally be able to stop feeling bad over that tam feather thing. I also finally turned back on the audio, so that's great. Anyways, yeah. I can't wait to finally get rid of this feather, because oh my gosh, it was hell. And now I got the fourth. Another thing to mention is that no matter what, when you spin this, I think it's going to force you to get 3 stars, because it'll probably force you to re-roll. I'm fairly sure of that at least. I don't know 100% for certain. This is going to be our first brute fight after we've unlocked Chuck, and this is where I can safely say that there's only one real weakness, if you could call it that, Shock Shield, being high damage enemies. The reason why I say this is because Shock Shield doesn't scale with enemy damage, meaning that it just does a set amount of damage. It's the reason why I'd say it's really good, because it's not going to be affected by you taking less damage from shields and stuff. It pairs really well with shields. But other than that, yeah, this is still not really too much of a weakness, since Shock Shield is still really good despite this. One thing I will say though, is do not do what I tried here, and don't try and breed for more chili. Just make sure to use Shock Shield and Shield together whenever he attacks, okay? Because I very much could have made this go that much faster if I, just did that. Doesn't matter anyway, he's dead. That's not the work inside of him. We got Prince Porky being mad that he isn't moving the golden pig machine that he's standing on, and as deserved, his peon just straight up abandons him. And he's mad about that for some reason. Wow, the hypocrisy here. Couldn't be me. Oh wait. We're on to my favorite level before the first castle, where we can finally see Shock Shield doing some crazy stuff. In this level, one enemy makes everyone else attack the same enemy that he's targeting, and all the other enemies, including him, are multi-hitters. As you're seeing right now, they are getting wasted from the Shock Shield, and it's about to go real hard in a second. Everyone's now targeting red, and they're all getting absolutely annihilated. One just went on life support, and two just died. And the other one that went on life support, he just got electrocuted by Chuck. And the final one that started all this genocide also got killed by his opponent. After brewing potions with our new cauldron, we're finally getting to the castle, which is designed to test our skills thus far. We begin by using the legendary Shock Shield to complete the first floor in one turn. After celebrating, we're now on to the second floor, where we meet the legendary Featherman again. My Featherman, I am very sorry for what I said before about your feather. I was using it too, and I am very, truly sorry. Nah, just kidding. You're about to get electrocuted by Shock Shield, and I'm gonna electrocute you permanently. You're about to get embedded in the head with lightning forever. Bye! And the final one is better support grants. Now we're on to our third one, where instead of just those lame old peons that we had to deal with there, we have a brute. Remember what we did with the brute earlier? Yep, we just got to do the same thing as before. When I said that this essentially just puts all the stuff we've learned so far into one level, I wasn't kidding. That's just straight up what this level is. For some reason, I used Shock Shield early because I thought, once again, I could try to breed for Chili. That did not work. Just to be clear, that did not work at all. I ended up not even having enough. And the brute still attacks Red with the Shock Shield on him, though. Anyway, yeah, now I use the Chili on Chuck, and we get to see him absolutely destroy the brute. Now, we're on to our second to last wave of the castle. Just to be clear, how big is this castle to hold these exquisite rooms? And 5 of them, all going up. Oh well. We meet our first little 4-man guy, and I'm just gonna be honest here. He doesn't really do anything. He's essentially no different from any other enemy that we're fighting here. One thing I can say, though, is that we're using our first potion, because the game forces us to, but also because we actually did need it. Anyway, yeah, the 4-man guy doesn't really have anything special to him. One thing I can say, though, is that his name is Big Boss. Seems like the guys who made this game, and the people who made Rio, I think it was Blue Sky, man, they really must have a very, 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 very big love for the name Big Boss. Because they decided, people at Blue Sky decided to name that the villain of Rio 2. But enough about bad sequels, now we're moving on to the final level of the castle, where we fight Prince Porky again. And Whizpig! Oh my gosh, they're gonna team up and destroy us. Oh wait, no, Whizpig just bugs Prince Porky and leaves. I wonder what would have happened if Whizpig just decided to actually fight us himself here alongside Prince Porky. Anyways, we just do the same thing we did before, make him attack red, and he absolutely gets destroyed by his own attacks, yet again. It made one-shots the bomb, so, quite literally, we ain't got nothing to worry about here anymore. And we ended off by using the same chili that we used before on Chuck, but not before we used some health potions on red, so that we can get our health back. So that we won't have to deal with getting only 2 stars. Any levels that we 2-star in this video, I promise we will come back to in another video. Maybe not the next one, but we'll eventually come back to them and 3-star. Just like we did with this one. Just another thing to mention here is that the game will force you to get the final chest here that you get from spinning, by making you reroll until you get it. And what do we get for all that triumph? The 3 potions we used back, and 25 Stoutlings. Worth it! Ooh, it seems like Whizpig is going towards Kingpin. No. Now it's going opposite direction. And, he's at another castle. Okay. I genuinely wonder whether he actually wants to win or not, considering the fact that we are actually much closer to King Pig now. So I genuinely do not understand why he isn't just going over there. Maybe it's because he's a twist villain. Oh my god! We're forced to buy Guardian now, and unfortunately, we're not able to buy Lightning Bird at the same time. We're forced to actually equip Guardian first. But, thankfully, we're not forced to go immediately into the battle, so we can go back and buy Lightning Bird. The reason why I want it is because Lightning Bird is decent against these wizard guys that we're going to be fighting in this level. And I also just want to use 2 new classes before I end off the video when it comes to doing levels. Anyways, yeah, now we're in the level and it's time to show you essentially what this class wants us to do. What it wants us to do is it wants us to lower the power of the wizard guy, and it wants us to use his group shield whenever you click him. It's a group shield, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that got a bit of a buff. Anyways, yeah, Lightning Bird, it's the same as in vanilla. Anyway, now he just does essentially no damage. Not gonna lie, it probably would have been smarter to use Mage here. He would have taken a decent amount of damage from Shock Shield. But it doesn't matter, because Lightning Bird is actually good early game too. Anyways, yeah, this is the end of the level now. We just straight up don't need to do anything else. One thing I do know, though, is that I definitely overestimated the power of Lightning Bird's main attack. I thought it would have been good enough to just kill both of them, but Mage is just that good. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyways, yeah, that is the last level for today, but I have a couple other things that I want to show you. One very useful thing to know that the game doesn't tell you is that you can click the anvil whenever you buy those little blueprints, and it immediately sends you to the bird's nest in the anvil. And, yeah, I'm gonna be honest here, don't do what I just did there. Do not buy materials. Whatever you do, you're gonna have more than enough in the future. Anyways, yeah, I'm not sure what else to say there, but what I can say is that this game really needs to tell you to trash your old stuff. Because, believe me, you're gonna do a lot of trashing once we unlock the golden pig machine. It's gonna be very useful, as well as, just generally good for getting materials. The reason why I said you won't have to worry about it later on. One thing I will say, though, is that first book, that might seem a bit tempting, but I promise you, it's nothing useful right now. It literally only increases the attack power by 2. One thing I will also show you is the shop, as Lucky Coins now only cost Snoutlings. I accidentally said Stoutlings a couple times in this video, oh my gosh. Same with Friendship Essence. This is actually a very good change, because now we don't have to buy things with our own money. Another thing is these, the specials. I'm gonna be blunt here. Never, under any circumstances, buy the Diamond Anvil or the Diamond Cauldron. Maybe buy one of them, never buy both. I actually like to say right now, just don't buy both regardless, because you're only really going to need Golden Cauldron and Golden Anvil. And the reason why I say this is because it's actually going to be very useful for doing a bug that's going to be very, very helpful in the future. Not right now, because we don't have what we need to do in order to show it off. Taking a quick look at Piggy McCool's base, I noticed that he doesn't have the upgraded pig machine, but also I noticed he doesn't even have the Diamond Cauldron. Good for him! I mean, he doesn't have the thing that he needs to do the glitch, but I think he knows what's up. I think. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. I hope you guys had fun, and Prince Porky very clearly is having fun interrupting me. Anyway, guys, this is the second part. This is a lot longer than last time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Prince Porky, shut up. Anyway, guys, this is Eternal Shackles, signing off. Stay awesome. Shut up, Prince Porky!